Petilasan Prabu is a meditation centre near Bononegoro in East Java. It was brought to my attention following a visit by Pak Karno to meditate for healing of humanity. At the entrance is a sign which explains the purpose of meditation at the centre. Good morning, all my brothers, and good luck in living the task of God's calling. Repair true brotherhood between people who preserve all creation which has been damaged by greed. Prabu, meaning king, Anglin Dharma, was a king from the kingdom of Malawapati. According to local people, his Petilasan area is a place where the Malawapati kingdom was founded around 1080, which cannot be correct as this coincides with the Mataram Kingdom and is meant to be from before then. Around the Petilasan until the 1970s there were bricks which were said to be the remains of the Malawapati kingdom, including a gate. Nevertheless, archaeological evidence from around the site points to Majapahit rather than Malawapati settlement, although of course the Majapahit building could have been on a former Malawapati site. Prabu Anglin Dharma was the grandson of King Jayabaya from the Kadiri kingdom. Certainly King Jayabaya or Jayabaya was the real monarch of Kadiri kingdom in East Java, which ruled from 1135 to 1159. However, this also does not coincide with the date given for the Petilasan. Prabu Anglin Dharma is believed to have been descended from Vishnu on his father's side. He's also believed to have been the seventh descendant of Arjuna, the archer from the Mahabharata. In the story, Arjuna and his wife Dawi Surarada or Sembarada had a son named Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu married Dawi Utari and had a child named Parikasit. Parikasit father died in Bhattayudara war before he was born. Dawi Surada was the younger sister of Prabu Dawa and Prabu Krishna. Thus, Abhimanyu is Krishna's nephew. Parikesit was crowned king of the Hastinapura, replacing Prabu Sitaria, brother of his grandfather Arjuna. He married Princess Madrawati and had 4 sons: Janamejaya, Bhimsena, Ugrasena and Sustrasena. Parikesit married 4 empresses and had 8 sons, one of whom was Uddahanana. Uddahanana was reputedly King Jayabaya's grandfather. Udahana had a son, Gendarayana, and Gendarayana had a son named Jayabaya. King Jayabaya married Dawi Sarand, has 4 children: Jayamijaya, Dawi Pramasati, Dawi Pramuni, and Dawi Santi. Jamamijaya is believed to link the ancient kings of Java to Majapahit and Islamic Mataram. Meanwhile, Dawi Pramasati married Astradharma, king of the Yawasanti kingdom, and gave birth to Prabu Anglin Dharma, making Prabu Anglin Dharma the grandson of Prabu Jayabaya. One day, Pramasti dreamed of meeting Vishnu, who said he would be born into the world through air. When she woke up, suddenly she was pregnant. Astradharma angrily accused Pramasti of having an affair. He also sent his wife home to Mamanang. Jayabaya was angry to see Pamesta's stranded condition. He also condemned the country of Yawawastina to be drowned by mud floods, which duly happened, killing Astradharma. After her husband's death, Pramasti gave birth to a son whose name was Angling Dharma. The birth of the baby, Vishnu's incarnation, coincided with the death of Jayabaya, who achieved Moksha self-immolation. The Mamanang throne was thus inherited by Jaya Amijaya, Pramesti's brother. After growing up, Angling Dharma took his mother to move to the Malawapati kingdom. There he ruled with the title Prabu Angling Dharma or Prabu Ajidharma. Prabu Angling Dharma loved hunting. One day he helped a girl named Satyawati, who was being chased by a tiger. Satyawati then took him home to her father, a hermit named Resi Manikustra. Prabu Angling Dharma also proposed to Satyawati. Satyawati's older brother, Batik Madrim, had sworn that whoever wants to marry his sister must be able to defeat him. So there was a match which was won by Prabu Angling Dharma. Since then, Satyawati became the empress. Prabu Angling Dharma, whilst Batik Madrim was appointed as the Mahapati, the kingdom, the Malawapati kingdom. One day while hunting, Prabu Angling Dharma caught his teacher's wife, Nangini, having an affair with a snake. Prabu Angling Dharma killed the snake, while Nanganini returned home injured. Nanganini lied to her husband, Nagaraja, to revenge on Prabu Angling Dharma. Nagaraja also infiltrated Malawapati's palace and witnessed Prabu Angling Dharma discussing Nagananging's affair with Satyawati. And Nagaraja realised that his wife was in the wrong and appeared to apologise to Prabu Angling Dharma. Nagaraja admitted that he wanted to achieve Moksha. He then passed on his magical knowledge in the form of Anji Jingen to Prabu Angling Dharma. This knowledge had to be guarded and kept in confidence. After passing on this knowledge, Nagaraja died. Since inheriting this new knowledge, Prabu Angling Dharma could understand animals. Once he laughed watching a conversation between a pair of lizards. This has offended Satyawati. Prabu Angling Dharma refused to admit because he'd already promised to keep Ajijinjin's secret, making Satyawati even more angry. Satyawati also chose Pati Oblong, that is, committing suicide in a fire to restore her bride. Prabu Angling Dharma promised that it would be better to accompany Satyawati to death rather than having to reveal the secrets of his knowledge. When the self-immolation ceremony was held on the 14th of the full moon, Prabu Angling Dharma heard a conversation between a pair of goats. From the conversation, Prabu Angling Dharma realised that his decision to accompany Satyawati to death was an emotional decision that actually harmed many people. So when Satyawati plunged into the flames, Prabu Angling Dharma held back. Prabu Angling Dharma breaking his promise of life and death with Satyawati meant that he had to undergo exile to atone for his broken promise. He entrusted the Malawapati kingdom to Batik Madrim. During his journey, Prabu Angling Dharma met 3 princesses named Widati and Winagasing. All 3 of them fell in love with Prabu Angling Dharma and kept him from leaving. Prabu Angling Dharma obeyed but was suspicious because the 3 daughters liked to go out at night secretly, as indeed does my own daughter, Widyati, although I doubt for the same reason. Prabu Anglin Dharma disguised himself as a crow to investigate the secrets of the three princesses. He found that every night the three of them feast on human flesh. I'm certain that my daughter doesn't. Prabu Anglin Dharma let them know his disapproval, and the three princesses cursed him to become a white grouse. Alternatively, the curse was made by Dawi Uma and Dawi Wati for breaking a promise not to remarry anyone other than Dawi Setiawati, following Dawi Setiawati's suicide. The white grouse flew to the territory of the Bononegoro kingdom. There he was looked after by a village youth named Jakageduk, the son of Demang. Meanwhile, in another village in the Bononegoro kingdom, there lived a couple named Bimana and Bimani. Near their house there is a jackfruit tree. In this tree lived a jinn who fell in love with Biramani. One day when Biramana went to look for a wasp nest, or honey in a wasp nest, for his wife, the jackfruit tree genie changed into a human form, exactly like Biramana, and met Biramani. Biramani, being unsuspecting, accepted the fake Biramana, as she would accept Biramana himself. When the actual Biramana returned, he was surprised. There was a big fight between the two, each claiming to be the real Biramana, while his wife was confused about which one was the real husband. This case shocked the Bononegoro kingdom. No one was able to solve the case until finally the problem was brought before King Dharma Wangsa. But the king also threw his hands up, unable to decide wisely. The king held a competition. Whoever could solve the case would be appointed as royal prosecutor. And news of the competition reached the ears of Ki Demang and Gekadegedung. On advice of Blebis Puti, Ki Demang took part in the competition. The public trial was held and witnessed by King Bononegoro and his people. When asked to admit to the fake Biramana who the fake Biramana was, but still no one wanted to admit it, Ki Demang stated and ordered that the real Biramana must be able to enter the kedil, which is a sort of a teapot, earthenware teapot. It's actually used for storing water as much as tea. For those who couldn't enter the kedil, it was the fake Biramana. But in reality, only the jinn could enter and become smoke in the kedil. Due to his success, Ki Demang was appointed as state judge, while the white grouse was asked to be pet by Angabharati, Dharmawangsa's daughter. Prabu Anglin Dharma could change from white grouse into human form only at night. Every night he met with Ambharawati in human form. They finally got married without their parents' knowledge, and Ambharawati became pregnant. Dharmawangsa was surprised and confused to find his daughter was pregnant without a husband. A hermit named Rezi Yogisawa appeared, who claimed to be ready to find the father of the baby Ambharawati was carrying. Yogisara then attacked Ambharawati's pet white grouse. Prabu Anglin Dharma changed into human, while Yogisari changed into Batik Madrim. Batik Madrim's arrival meant that Prabu Anglin Dharma's forfeit had been paid. Prabu Anglin Dharma then took Ambharawati to move to Malawapati. From this second marriage, a son named Anglin Sumu was born, who when he grew up succeeded his grandfather as king in the Bononegoro kingdom. The Petilasan is believed to have been a bathing place and a meeting place for Dari Setiawati and Prabu Anglin Dharma. Certainly there's a wet area outside the Petilasan, which may have contained a well, possibly the Lepan well. There's also the grave of Batik Madram, or Pati Malawapati, Prabu Anglin Dharma's brother-in-law. Inside the Petilasan is a central area covered by a white cloth, marking sacredness and holiness. At Chandi Jaglo there are several reliefs where there is a similar story of the Prabu Anglin Dharma. The story in the relief is preceded by a scene of a male dragon seducing a female dragon. Chandi Jago Temple is located in Tumpang, Malang. The temple has a Buddhist style and was built by King Kertanagara from the Singo-Asari kingdom in around 1200 AD. Thus, during the time of King Hyam Warwick of the Majapahit, around 13 AD, this temple was repaired and other buildings were added to it. It is suspected that Prabu Anglin Dharma's grave and relics are in Baladai, Pati Regency, Central Java. It is located in Malawat village, Suakilo district, the name Malawat being similar to Malawapati, the kingdom of Anglin Dharma. And not far from the Prabu Anglin Dharma centre, there's a cave called Ayang Pikalan Nororogo Cave. Nororogo himself is believed to have been a dragon figure who became the teacher of Prabu Anglin Dharma. He passed on Aji Ginjeng's knowledge to Prabu Anglin Dharma and made Prabu able to understand animals. Could Nororogo and Noraraga be one and the same? Not least as in East Java, often O's and A's are interchangeable in names. Certainly Naga means dragon, so I do find this more than plausible, it's probable. The cave is on the slopes of the Kahend Mountains. Many pilgrims visit the cave to carry out rituals, including meditating in the cave, and it's said that the dragon still lives there. Despite Prabu Anglin's legendary ancestry, the Javanese treat him as a historical figure. Whilst the oral tradition has been convoluted with the Mahabharata and archaeological evidence pointing to Majapahit settlement, it would be wrong to completely discount the story. Indeed, the legend appears to be of Majapahit origin, which would suggest that it is a kingdom prior to that of the Majapahit. Certainly the legend of Sabdo Palon, like the legend of Sabdo Palon, the Petilasan provides a focus for Kunjawan practitioners wanting to create a better world. And who could argue with that?